legal.
It's legal, all right. Only in 49 states.
Yeah. So, we won't tell me ever again on this show.
Never.
Welcome to another magical Monday night.
Magical Monday, like the mushroom.
Yeah, magical mushroom Monday.
You really have to be on it to be watching this show.
Yes, you do. So you had a fantastic
weekend. I got yelled at because my GPS got me lost, but you had a story you would like to share with the world.
Oh, yeah. So here we go. Right off the bat. So I don't even know if this is 2 minutes of aggression, but it's just a fucking good story. So me and Johnny go to check out this this Bricklayer Brewing out here in town. They're putting on a punk show, and they're on a whole bunch of shows there. So we're gonna go check out the venue. We're gonna talk to person put it on the show, see what kind of how the stage looks, and see how this place looks.
Get a feel for it.
So we're there. We missed the show starts boom right at 7. We didn't get there till 8, so we missed the. There's only 2 bands. First band and the headliner is this Nirvana copycat band.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like this 19, 20-year-old kid dressed like fucking Kurt Cobain from Unplugged with the long grandma jacket. And it was fucking ridiculous. And the music was fucking sad and depressing.
Emo.
Yeah. It was the sad Nirvana. There was no uplifting parts to it at all.
Emo.
Yeah, it was very
I want to sit and cry.
And I'm just like, don't do anything stupid. We want to play here. But there's only so much stupid I can handle. So now all of a sudden, they finish the thing, and guitar player, singer dude's like, who wants to hear another one? You guys want to hear another one? I was just like fucking at the top of my lungs, and I'm a loud guy. I just fucking yell out, fuck no. Go home. And I was just, and they're like, and this chick thought it was Johnny that said it.
Yeah.
And she's like, was that she that said that? And she's like, no, it's him. And I was like, yeah, I'm the loudmouth. Here we go. Bring it on, sister.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Oh. And she's like, yeah, and she was just some fucking, she wasn't even friends with the band. She was just like,
one of the Karens in the crowd.
Yes, very much so. And so they played another song, whatever. I went outside with Johnny. He's gonna have we go outside, and her and her friend. Now everybody in this place, we're gonna set up the scene first. Everybody is a fucking lumberjack in this place.
Yeah.
They haven't shaved in months. Their hair's all pulled back. All wearing fucking like checkered shirts.
All the dudes.
It was everybody like that.
I
show up for work.
Hang on, all the lumberjacks that were having fucking man buns.
But. Yeah, no. But I'm dressed up for work.
Yeah.
I got the jean jacket on. I was wearing my Ramones, and I like it. Johnny's pretty much dressed for work as well. Like we are. We stand out. So we're outside, and this fucking chick comes back again, and she's got her friend with her now. And she's like, oh my God, I've never seen a show before or something. She goes, was that not just like a great show? And I was like, no, it wasn't. She's like, how can you? Oh no, wait, we got to go back. We got to rewind it a bit.
Oh, Jesus, more.
I skipped a step. So now she's, are you like transplanted like me, or are you like full on Chilliwackian? And I was just, what? And I was just like, and I'm like, no, I live here. And she's like, yeah, I live in Vetter. And if you don't know where that is, it's down by Cultus Lake. She's just opened this thing up, and I'm gonna have fun with this. I'm just like, that's like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't fucking. And so.
No, first of all, let me do this. Let me get context here.
Sure.
Was the chick cute?
I'm gonna say she's a half a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right then. Hey, on the plus side, bottle.
Yeah. So she's just full on, like, I don't know how old she was, but she's like in this whole millennial thing. Like, nothing's ever happened until she's found out about it. And so she's like, and then I'm like, I can't remember. There were some other things that were said, and then she said something completely stupid, which I really wish I remember. And because everything was like boom, boom in the moment, and then
so you got TV cameras.
Yeah, I know.
You didn't wear the GoPro for
I do. So then all of a sudden she's like, "Was that not like such a good show?" And I was just like, "No, it wasn't." And then she's like thinking that coming up to me is going to make me interested in her, and that we're going to fall in magically in love, and we're going to like go home together and all this other stuff. Yapping for one. But then I'm like, no, it's not. And she goes, if you say that one more time, I'm gonna walk away. We're on the street now.
No.
And we're on the street. We're on the sidewalk, right? And there's Johnny smoking, and I'm just like, that way's clear, and that way's clear. And then she's like. And I'm just like, Johnny's just fucking laughing. He's like, fuck, you tore her to pieces.
That's awesome.
I was just like, if you say that one more time, I'm gonna leave. Well, fuck. I'll give you 2 ways to go. How about that?
That's good shit.
Yeah, no, totally gonna end up. We're talking to him, so we're gonna try and get something happening there.
Cool. Where's that?
It's called the Bricklayer Brewery
Yep.
in Chilliwack here. They're doing shows on Friday nights.
Cool.
So that leaves Saturday open for other things.
Nice. Nice. Because we don't waste enough of the money there, but is it really a waste?
Yeah. So yeah, no, it was a good night, and had a company Christmas party on Saturday. And then I was like just gone. So on my Sunday, which is fucking a wash. That's a lot for an old guy, right? So yeah, so that was that. You're playing around with some things.
Yeah, I was sitting there at home and I said, "You know what I'm doing? We're doing the digital recording thing, right?
Yeah,
we're doing it and shit, and trying to figure all that shit out." And then I fucking hopped around, sitting there on the fucking Facebook page. You know how advertisements, right? And of course, as soon as I fucking started fucking thinking it pops up on Facebook or something. I'm sure they got their friends watching. Maybe.
You might still be watching.
You might still be.
Oh, by the way, good to see Pat.
Hi, Pat. And yeah, so I was sitting there watching, and then I'm thinking, because the GarageBand there the free one that we're using, it was all right. It was working fine, but it was
a good little stepping stone.
Little stepping stone, I guess. But yeah, then I saw on the face page there that it said Pro Tools artist package. It's like fucking.
Well, what it's doing, it's
like
watching everything else you're doing, right? Watches that you've downloaded the Rock Band.
Yeah.
And then it says, here's something else you might like.
That's right. So yeah, so I got so yeah, it popped up. It was like $79 a year for the artist subscription, I guess.
That's not bad.
No, but no, we converted over. It was $103.
Yeah,
I think it was $103 even for a year of Pro Tools. I mean, and you know what? I've been playing around with it. It sounds a lot crisper, a lot sharper, I guess you want to say. And yeah, the fucking plugins in it actually fucking, yeah. I don't know. I just think it's pretty cool, man. It's a good little fucking tool. I've just been watching fucking the quick YouTube videos.
that's the only way to do it nowadays.
But fuck, yeah, it's pretty awesome. We're learning so much stuff about it. It's pretty cool. It's simple. I mean, you watch this guy guy on the fucking video. He's like, oh yeah, here's my song. Here's how I wrote my song. Here's my guitar part. He's got one little fucking riff. Then he's just like copying and pasting, drum fill up here. It's like, holy fuck. When I was doing the song at home, I just did the old fashioned. I just played the whole fucking song.
Yeah, you play the whole song all the way through. Not take the one time you play it right. Because basically, if you can't play it right once all the way through, you're never going to be able to, like...
That's right.
And that's what you're going to get into, with especially nowadays. You're going to get it's so much nowadays with the upcoming AI. It's just going to be nothing but fucking bullshit music. It's a great way of keeping it tight. I understand that. But you gotta be able to, like,
great for recording drums after. That's true.
I get that.
That's what I did
because you do it with a click track.
Yeah.
Then you play then you do the click, then you do the guitars, you put the drums in, and then of course bass is last.
Yeah, of course. But no, what we've always did, we did the scratch guitars to the click track.
Yeah, scratch.
And I'm gonna use ISB as an example. That Matt and Vic did the scratch guitars, so it's Todd had something to follow.
Yeah.
And they followed the click track, and then Todd played to them, and they went then
you record the guitars.
Then Matt recorded, and I came in after Matt. Then Vic's rhythm, and then Vic's lead, and then Sean's vocals, and then all the other vocals after that. But yeah, so I don't know where we're going with this, but
just recording process. Yeah, no, same thing. Electrojets did the same thing. We do like scratch with the scratch guitar, drums, bass, and other guitar vocals. That's how Pat does it at his house.
That's how I did it to the song that we got at home going there. Or that thing that we're doing. I fucking did. I even did the scratch vocals too, just so you can just have like because it's so fucking simple, and you kind of get lost. So I kind of, yeah. Anyhow.
Yeah. So,
Ace has a new song coming out tomorrow.
He also today, seeing that we're less than a week away now from the final Kiss show.
Yep.
How would you feel, before we get to that, how would you feel if you were in the Toronto area, other than the fact that
and it got canceled?
And it got canceled. Seeing that it's already been in Toronto once. They're not coming back. They're not going to fulfill...
No, it's done.
It's done.
Because they got to have it on the 2nd. It's got to be there on the 2nd.
They've already fulfilled the fact that they're selling, because basically you're then entering Motley Crue type deal. Where it's like, no, we're calling it quits on the 2nd in New York, where it all started.
Well, they got the whole pay-per-view and everything set up.
The pay-per-view set up.
Everything's all
set up. You're not going back to Toronto to fulfill these 3 shows that they didn't.
No, you're going to make fucking 3 times of what you got for Toronto from the Toronto show.
Yeah, exactly. So, how would you feel, though?
If Vancouver
gets canceled.
If I'd be pretty upset. The guy was sick. He got the flu.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking person. So I get it. You're fucking 70-something years old and you got the flu.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to be putting on your makeup and doing all that shit. I get it. But I would feel I would understand, but I would feel pretty upset.
Yeah. I'm waiting for this Friday myself, speaking of shows.
Yes.
To see how many golden nickels it's going to cost for the Rolling Stones to come to
BC?
To BC, or Vancouver. Vancouver's the only Canadian
date.
They've been doing that lately. Like, they've played shows sporadically over the last, decade or so, where there was like one show. The only Canadian show was Toronto. The only Canadian show was in Calgary. The only Canadian show is now going to be in Vancouver. They only do they do a tour, but it's like 6 shows, and like this is it. So it makes it pretty exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So I can pretty much say that this one's going to be like some pretty golden nickels.
I got a feeling it's going to be too. They are much old. This is pretty much going to be their last tour.
We're looking at it being like the fact that they brought out a new album is just great, because the fact that it says that they're not done. It's far and in between the 2 albums, so I'm going to give it that much.
Mrs. Aaron.
Yeah, you already missed my little rant. I already did it.
I don't know how long she's been there.
You're going to have to watch it on the replay. So there's that. And then, but Saturday, the big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which is smart. Way back when, in 2015, I believe it was, when Motley Crue decided that they were going to call it quits.
Yes.
They should have done that.
Yes.
Glad they didn't. Because, fuck.
One,
I heard that those shows sucked.
One.
The Motley Crue's last shows, they sold out in LA like 3 nights in a row in LA for their final thing. Kiss is doing 2 at Madison Square Garden.
Right.
But I heard that the 2 or the 3 with Motley Crue were just terrible.
Really?
I don't even know who opened those ones, if anybody did.
That'd be someone that opened.
Yeah. I don't think it was Alice on those ones. So
no, Alice wouldn't open for Kiss.
No, at the Motley Crue ones.
Oh, the Motley Crue ones.
So yeah, I was just gonna ask you you'd be upset. I guess I would be too.
Pretty upset. It's the last time we get to see him.
Last time you see Kiss and then they cancel.
I'd understand. I mean, it's not like someone was high and too drunk and hungover. The guy actually had the fucking flu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even if someone did go and they canceled the show because someone was too hungover to play it, then I'd be pissed off.
Yeah.
But I'd be disappointed, a little upset, but understandable. He had the flu. So yeah, that's how I'd feel about that shit.
Fucking ads.
What are you looking for?
So this came out the other day of top 40 one album bands.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep trying to read it, but it's just nothing but fucking ads on this.
Oh, I know those fucking things. Yeah.
Some of them that included was Sex Pistols, 1977. Who else we got here?
Ads.
Yeah, ads. A lot of them were punk bands.
Were they?
Yeah. There's another one on here. Wrote Chinese Rock.
Ramones.
No, he wrote it with Dee Dee Ramone, but it was Richard Hell.
Oh, really?
Yeah. wrote, and both of them put it on their album. Derek and the Dominoes only did one album.
Huh.
Lauryn Hill, don't know why, because it was multi-platinum. Jeff Buckley, I know of the name, that's about it. 1976, The Modern Lovers.
Who are they?
Exactly. They only brought out one album. 1983. I said another punk band, Minor Threat. That was the other one. I think a lot of it has to do with when it's the punk. This is just my thoughts on it. Yeah, Johnny Thunder and the Heartbreakers. That's who it was. That wrote Chinese Rock. They were called Johnny Thunder but it was Richard Hell and Dee Dee Ramone.
That's it?
Yeah. And they had an album called Like a Motherfucker. Who else was on that list? Add. A lot of rappers. But that's because a lot of it has to do with the fan base. Fan base of like a lot of that rap, hip hop, pop music. They have a 30-second lifespan.
They sure do. Well, it's because nobody likes bands anymore. They only like songs.
All their songs, all the songs sound the same basically, but they always come up with these things, and they're like, somebody will be there next. Oh, I was like, who's saying heyo?
They said, say hi.
I'll say hi.
I am high.
He is high. Yeah, like they just.
Unless you're using the show for evidence, then no, I'm not high.
Yeah, no.
Legal disclaimer.
And I'm not drinking.
No, he's not drinking. I didn't see him.
I have a problem with lying, so I don't know what to say after. No, it's just like there'll be a new mall open on Monday.
There's always a new mall open Monday.
It's just like you can't write like these guys that come up with these songs and they'll be something new tomorrow. Like if you can't stay relevant, especially nowadays, like the pop music just can't. You go into like say like the Spotify.
Yeah.
Don't sue me. I'm only using an example. That you go to like new music on Fridays and you see the pop music ones. There's like hundreds.
Is there? I've never done that.
Yeah, I've just done it out of curiosity. Well, I do it, see what comes out. I'm like, what's coming out? And you have to sift through all this fucking pop music.
You can't put down the genre that you want and help filter it out.
No, you can't. You just put down new music, like new releases.
Yeah.
Well, because I want to look for other things too. Because things get mixed up or they get lost if there's something that you're not thinking about.
Oh my God.
Do we have anything?
I don't think we have anything.
What was that down there?
I don't know.
Oh, we do have something.
We got we got a little flashback for you from the Electric Jets. Enjoy.
Oh, wait, we're back.
We're back.
We'll have to figure that out later about how to put heads into there.
Yeah. Some reason this thing goes.
Yeah, so that was the Electrojets from
Halloween.
So I use Sean's place as an example, like, because just me and Johnny went to this place on Friday.
Yeah.
He was asking, like, well, what's it like? And I'm like, well, the stage area is about the same size as Sean's place.
Yeah.
But it's about 40 feet long, ish.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a fair size. I don't know how you could fit a 4-piece on there, let alone anything bigger than that. This might be totally off topic, but I was talking to so it's weird. Band's done it like the band was done it like they talked in between every fucking song, and I didn't fucking care. Like they were talking like they were like fucking big time shit. We have a new album that dropped.
Okay.
We did this and we did that. I'm like, nobody fucking cares.
Play your song so we can go home.
Play your song so we can go home. Exactly. It's almost like that. I would say that to anybody. You know, one of the best shows that I've seen in a long time is when you and I went and saw the Exodus Rob Zombie Slayer show.
Yeah.
Slayer played 2 hours nonstop. They didn't fucking talk.
No, they didn't.
During any fucking song. It was just song, song, song.
I know.
And I was just like, I was so impressed because of the fact that we caught like the last half of Exodus because of the fact of just getting in the door. We were there on time, but it was getting through the door.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just like, and Exodus like was just like do nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zombie came on. Zombie does his show his way.
Yeah.
And it's not as their music isn't as fast. It's he doesn't talk as much in between the shows, but it's just not as fast. Right. You know, and then Slayer came out, boom, boom, boom. And it was just crazy. And then I was like, fucking Gary Holt, you're like a fucking god. I get tired of playing after 30 minutes.
I know, right? I remember that show. I remember when Slayer was done. I'm like, that's it.
That's it. And I said that was 2 hours.
I said, that's it, dude? And you're like, dude, that was like 2 hours. Like, holy fuck, that was awesome. Yeah, they fucking blew me away.
And I know. And I was just like, at the same time, I was like, I can still name a dozen songs that I wish they would have played. That I've seen them play live before over the years, but you know, you can't fit everything in. Unless you're Bruce Springsteen and you play a 4-hour fucking show.
That's right.
You're not gonna fit.
I'm not the boss.
I'm not the boss. Yeah. So
I'm not the boss.
I don't even know how we got on that thing. Just buddy talking. Oh, so everybody went home after the band finished.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, last call, the place closes at 11.
So last call would be 10.
Last call is around 10:30.
All right.
Fucking who's the boss, Tony or Angela? Melissa Milano.
Yeah.
Samantha was. Yeah, everybody like left. So the bar is like, we closed the place basically. It was me, Johnny, sound guy, the manager, the 2 waitresses, and a couple other people. They have a chef on hand because they serve food there. Like, and that was just like basically it was me, Johnny, and the staff there. And I was just like, everybody just went home. Like, where'd you go?
Well, how full was it?
It was pretty packed.
Was it?
Yeah, and it was more or less it was packed for people just wanting to hang out at the place. So yes, we acknowledge you, Mrs. Aaron.
We acknowledge your existence.
But I was just really surprised that that's
and
how it goes.
Identify as a race car.
Identify as a race car. I was just really surprised that these people just go home. at that time.
I guess they're legal age.
They're legal age.
That's
Maybe they went somewhere else. I don't know. But it was just really odd to see that these people.
Yeah, everybody usually hangs out outside after his fucking bar and shit. And
they must have went somewhere else. I don't know. They probably went over to Whiskey Dick's or something.
Maybe. But, yeah.
Because they were kind of talking about that place was open and stuff. And, yeah, because, like, they do last call and we're there. And the bartender's like, yeah, Whiskey Dick's is still open till late. And they got strippers there on Saturday. I was like, oh, you don't say. I am shocked and appalled.
I'm pretty appalled too.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure if I went there, they would just sit and talk to me because they find me very interesting.
I'm sure they would.
Because
that's what they do.
That's what they do. You do a lot of things. Yes, I do. I also drink a lot. So there was, it was just, I don't know. I was really surprised with that. Like, where do these people go? Where do they go? They go home. They go back to Vatter. And if you don't know where that is, it's been called like seriously, like because we were talking and she says that she comes there quite often to see bands play and stuff like that. She goes, yeah, I come here and I'm transplanted.
Transplanted.
And then she was
she's not from, she moved here.
Yeah. So, and she asked me where I was from, and I told her I was from East
Your
LA.
mom's house.
I told her I was from East LA. East Langley area. So I was just like, fuck. Yeah, I couldn't get over the fact that.
Oh, you didn't say, have you met my friend Johnny?
Well, because Johnny's married, so I can't really do that with him.
He's married? Okay.
Yeah, so I can't really do that with him.
All right, fair enough.
If you were there.
If you were there, it would have been, have you met my friend Chris?
Yeah, always. It's always that.
It's always that.
Or if there was somebody else, or, if you're single and you're there, and I will help.
Wingman as much as you can.
I will do what I'll do what I do.
You will open the door. You just need to walk through.
And I will just tell the truth that I'm the brain to the operation. He's the looks.
I attract your eye, and you reel him in.
Yeah, I will reel him in.
Oh my God! Another alarm.
I know.
Do we have anything?
No, but I don't know why it's going off. Wow, why is that thing there? Let's just turn that up anyways.
The volume's at full blast.
Yeah, so where are we at with things? Kiss final show this weekend.
Like
I said, I'm really curious what they're going to charge for tickets for
the Stones.
The Stones. I'm thinking that it's going to be I think nosebleeds are going to be $250. I think it's at BC Place. So you're going to go.
They always play BC Place for some reason.
Well, yeah, because they want to. I get it. You want to be able to let as many fans in as possible. You don't want to exclude anybody, and that can.
But you also don't want to compromise your sound.
It does have better sound over the years. It was notorious at one time for having the worst sound. It echoed. Same as when they built. It was called GM Place at the time. It
still is GM Place in my book.
And yeah, it is now called something else. Rogers
Arena. Doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it doesn't. You'll always get a better sound at the fucking smaller places.
And really, how much smaller is it? To
the smaller compared to the Rogers Arena of 50,000 people to the Commodore of 1,000.
No, but I mean Oh, I get that. I get that. Like the smaller, a little more interactive ones, like the Commodore and shit. The smaller places. You always get good sounds in those places.
You know who I thought had good sound was at the rickshaw. Nina Strauss had good sound.
Yeah, she did.
The band before her, that new metal thing that I can't remember what
I don't remember either.
I didn't find their sound good, but it was also, it could have been their playing.
Could have been.
It could have been the fact that it's like a new metal thing. It's got a lot more bass to it, you know, and it probably was just too loud. They should have, you know, got Lars to do the sound for them to turn the bass down.
But also you figure too, Nita would, because she's a guitar player. How many fucking guitar players you don't want to be fucking her? So they're gonna make, so she's gonna have everybody make.
I know there was a bass player on stage.
I know there was too.
That's about it.
I think he was bald, wasn't he?
Either he was or the rhythm guitar player was.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the drummer is fucking her husband or whatever. He's fucking awesome. I watched the fucking. Yeah, he's pretty cool, man. Like, he hits hard. You remember watching that? He
did, and I enjoyed that.
And I remember he fucking took his drumstick and he threw it on the ground and fucking bounced up into the fucking.
He went off the fucking stair.
Was it off the stair? I thought he whopped it off the ground.
Yeah, he goes off the stair, fucking catches it.
Well, no, he did it like 3 or 4 times before he caught it. There's someone else there trying to catch it for him.
Oh, okay. I don't recall that.
And he did it a few times. And he was missing it.
Because I saw, what was it, a few months before that show was the Black Halos, the Spitfires, and the Alien Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Alien Boys is an all-girl punk band, and they were just, it was whoever they got to do their sound, because you have to have your own sound person.
Yeah.
Didn't do a good job. And they could have been good. I don't know. I still haven't listened to them outside of that show, but it was just too damn loud. And I'm just like thinking while I'm watching this, like, fuck, this is gonna suck. If this is the opener and it's this damn like muddy,
yeah.
I was like, this is gonna suck. It just happened to be their sound person. Because when the Spitfires came out, fucking great.
Of course they were.
Fucking great. Jay and Chad and the rest of them, they met, I believe, is on one of the guitars. I don't even know any of the other guys. It's not the same Spitfires as we grew up with.
No, it's not the originals.
Yeah. You know, we got we basically got, you got Jay and Chad.
We got New York watching.
Oh, New York's watching. Welcome.
Hello, New York.
Yeah. I believe she's actually in Montreal now.
Hello, Montreal.
Yeah. Thanks for staying up to watch.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Salut. No, Rickshaw still has some good sound. Rickshaw, I believe, has some good sound. It's about 250, 300, I think it is. Something like that. Good sound there. Commodore, I don't think I've ever been in the Commodore where there's bad sound.
Never seen a bad show at the Commodore.
I don't think I could see a bad show at the Commodore. I think I could.
I've seen bad bands, but
I've seen bad bands.
Never seen a bad show.
It's funny because just this week, Whitechapel played.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
And the funny thing is I remember a couple weeks ago, we played a Whitechapel song before we started the show, and we're like, oh, that's not too bad. But for some reason, when we went and watched it, I think it's because of who they were opening for. You get into a certain mindset of what you want to see.
Oh, Guar, yeah.
So you're going there to see Guar, and the fucking Orcs opened up one.
The Orcs, yeah.
They were fucking great.
I love the Orcs.
The Orcs were fucking crazy.
And fucking, and I believe at the time that was Iron Reagan.
And Iron Reagan opened up for one of the Guar shows because we saw back-to-back.
Was it the one with the Orcs?
Because
I know they came once as Iron Reagan and they came once as Municipal Waste.
I think it was Iron Reagan with the Orcs.
I think so too. But then again, like you were saying, the type of things you're expecting, and then like you said, Whitechapel.
Whitechapel came up, and there was something that just rubbed me the wrong way about that one. It was about.
Well, they're opening for Guar, and if you got the Orcs, who are pretty much like a fucking Wish version of Guar.
I wouldn't even call them that.
There's one, but okay,
because it was because when you get the Wish version of Guar, it's like. I'm going to go way back on this one to describe what Wish kind of is. So there's this episode of Mr. Bean, the Christmas one, where Mr. Bean and his girlfriend are walking along, and she stops him at this window, and there's this picture of this guy giving a girl a ring. And she's like, hinting at him to do this.
Yeah, that's a good hint.
Yeah, so Christmas comes and she opens up her present and it's the picture of the guy giving the girl the ring. And then he hands her this little box and she thinks she's opening up. She's all excited. She thinks it's going to be the ring, but it's a hook to hang the picture on. That's Wish.
Yes.
They would be. The Orcs compared to Guar would be
okay, but let me think. They're the same kind of energy. It's the same kind of energy, and just like Iron Reagan, it was the same kind of fun energy.
Because
Whitechapel didn't have the fun energy.
No, they were because White. That's exactly it. There's no energy. Guar,
I
fun.
just thought of that now.
Guar, fun. Orcs, fun. Iron Reagan or Municipal Waste, fun.
Whitechapel,
business.
Depressing.
It was all business. It was about how tight we can be and how many notes we can fit in. Like I just found like the solos, the guitar solos, it just rubbed me the wrong way at the time because it was about look at how I can solo.
Yeah.
And look how I can sweep and I can just do all these things and I can do all these things on the guitar and I'm like, and I can flip it around my back and still not miss a note. And I don't know if they did that, but it's mentality.
Dude, I remember I went to a Guar show and I forget because I always have two opening bands and one of their bands I always like and the other one I always hate. Whether it be the first,
it's always that way when you have two openers.
One's really good, the other one's a piece of shit. Whether it be the first one or the second one, it doesn't matter. But anyways, I was watching this fucking one band, and they were really good. They were nothing. They weren't. They were just like dudes playing up there playing. And they're playing some pretty heavy shit. And the fucking bass player fucking broke his fucking E string.
Oh fuck, are you serious?
I fucking just looked back and I thought, that's off to you, buddy.
That sucked. I don't think I've ever seen a show where somebody's broken a string.
Well, they were playing fast and he was fucking just going at it and his fucking string just let loose. And he's trying to play everything on the A string. But yeah, it was pretty cool. We're back with some dead air while we do some research.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of.
Oh, he's doing some research. I'm going to fill you in. Let's get to know each other.
Oh fuck, that's too funny. I don't even know what I'm doing now.
I've just delayed this process.
I'm trying to think of like
because
you're mentioning. I said that like when there's two
opening bands,
and a smaller venue.
Yeah.
I'll say smaller venue.
No, I didn't say bigger venue too.
Not always though. I'm thinking like there's a lot.
haven't
I'll
seen-
say a lot of the time when you see two openers, one will be good, one will be bad.
And that's like scheduled openers, not like the fucking ones that not like at Nita Strauss where you had that death metal band where the chick's been in the band for a fucking month and they got a fucking
Yeah,
they've been in a band together for a month.
and they're in the clique,
That's right.
and and they get to play.
Someone drank a lot of fucking producer semen for that.
Let's get to know each other.
I get it.
I was like, oh fuck!
I forgot the delay.
Yeah.
By the time they get it with the
That was
delay,
too fucking
we've
funny.
moved on to other shit and completely forgotten about
I know.
because we smoked too much drugs. No, I don't. Unless you're using this in court, then I don't. At all.
I can't find it now. I'm trying to think of who I saw open for, because you're talking about it, and it made me think of the Interrupters when I went and watched them. They had two openers.
Yeah.
First one good. I can't remember who it was, and then they had Bedouin Sound Clash
Ugh.
open,
Ugh.
and it was just, they only played a half hour, but it was like that moment in time where something it takes 10 seconds, but it feels like 3 minutes. Wow, that was a long 3 minutes.
I bet it fucking was.
Oh, it was like they played like just over a half hour, and I was just like, play that one song.
Play your song so I can go home.
Yeah, it was just like, no, play that one song so you can go home. I was just like, wow. It was like the crowd wasn't into it.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd didn't get into it until they played their fucking one big hit, sort of thing, right?
Yeah, I know they got some sort of big hit. I remember hearing that.
It was
I know the song if I fucking heard it.
yeah.
But I wouldn't know it would be them. Oh, speaking of fucking, remember how you're trying to stand up for Whitechapel there and say it's just because they were at the fucking between a bunch of fun. You know, well, they were also there with fucking Exodus and that High on Fire, and they sucked then too.
Yeah, no, it was because it was Whitechapel.
And that was bands along their line.
Yeah, and it just, maybe it's stage presence. I don't know. There was something about them live
That sucked.
that just doesn't.
I don't want to see it.
I just don't want to see it. I try.
I don't want to listen
really
to it. I don't want. Maybe it doesn't sound like the recordings.
Yeah, there was just something about Whitechapel live that I just can't.
And maybe it didn't sound. I understand that when you play live, you don't sound like the recording. But
Yeah.
maybe they're one of those bands that where they all fucking sound like fucking gold in the studio and they can't do it live. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't fucking dig them.
Backing tracks. We don't sound like you do on the album.
No. That's why you do it a month before.
That's why I've always respected what Rush did. What you heard on an album with Rush is what
they did
on stage.
Yeah. Well, that's like anything. It's
whereas like there was a lot of and then you take a band like a Pantera. Pantera was like hit and miss with that. Sometimes you would get a song where you would hear the guitar solo and just the bass and the drums, and you can separate the three. But then there was times where you're listening to them and you would hear another guitar playing through the guitar solo. Like you would hear a guitar and a bass and drums, and then the guitar solo, and then you're like, well, this isn't what I'm going to hear live,
right?
Bob Rock, Motley Crue. I know you're only one person, Mick Mars, but here's my idea. Let's record you 8 times.
I've got nothing.
Like, okay, 8 is a little exaggeration, but on Dr. Feelgood,
there's a lot of guitars.
There's like parts of Dr. Feelgood where there's like 4 guitars. There's an acoustic. There's a steel. steel slide or whatever you call it,
Yeah.
a rhythm and a lead, and it's just like, wow, like what are you doing?
I know I did that. I want us to recording it. I'll tell you after, Mark.
Yeah,
We're not spilling the beans yet.
yeah,
We almost got something for you fuckers.
yeah. No, it was but so I don't know about things like that, and then you got like. I don't know about the whole. I think what you play on an album is what you should get on the thing.
I agree.
Because
if you can't do it live, don't do it.
Yeah, because
I guess.
And this is like what I'm going like way back to like when I first started playing and learning how to play and stuff like that. And I didn't understand like you're reading like the Cherry Lane fucking books.
Yep.
And you're like guitar 1, guitar 2, and then all of a sudden you're like guitar 3. I'm like, what?
I know. It's like well, guitar 4. Where's there a fourth fucking guitar in this?
And it's just like one riff and it's like one section of the song has a fourth guitar, and you're like, what?
Yeah. It has like a harmonic or something in there. Yeah, what the fuck? But it's just one guitar, and it's the only guitar that does that. Because they can't do it in the same take.
Yeah, and then you're like,
or it's barely fucking. You're like, hey, we're frozen.
Yeah. Well, you are on there. I don't know. I should have pulled it up.
Whatever. This shit show's almost done anyways.
Yeah, so I just think that you should, if you can't play it live or you can't play it like how it is, don't
overproduce.
Don't overproduce.
Don't overproduce it.
It makes for
make shit less complicated.
Yeah. Keep it simple, stupid.
That's right.
Even though I know they don't.
They overproduce.
They overproduce. Totally. Totally looking forward to this Saturday. We'll have a fucking full review of it.
Yeah, Monday.
I'm gonna have to probably, because there might be some. There might be some libations going on at the same time as the show is going on.
Oh.
What time does it actually start? Do you know?
It starts at 5.
So 8 o'clock their time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're 3 hours ahead. Yeah. Is there an opener announced?
I don't know. I don't think you're gonna see the opener.
I'm curious.
They're not gonna broadcast an opener.
No, I know they won't broadcast it.
Well, when it's on at 5, I mean that's when Kiss is coming on. It's at 5 o'clock. But it'll be interesting to see if anybody shows up. Like Bruce Kulick, I don't see why he wouldn't show up. He was a big part of it. He's actually my second favorite guitar player in the band. And Vinny's still alive. I know that Gene don't fucking like him, but he did pretty much save Kiss. But the big mystery is will Ace and Peter show up?
Because Ace announced today that he hasn't been contacted. Now, is that a fucking swerve?
I think it may have been a swerve the whole time.
I think I want it to be.
I want it to be too.
I want it to be. Because I'm a firm believer of you go home with who brought you to the dance. If you're gonna go home from the dance, you gotta go there.
But yeah,
because I want, at the end of the day, if Alice Cooper calls it quits, he might go down the Lemmy Road.
I think he's going down the Lemmy Road.
Where he's going to play a show and then 6 months later he's dead.
Yep.
I think if Alice calls it a day, I want him to bring the Alice Cooper band on stage.
Oh, of course. Oh,
well, what's left of.
Because, right.
Not with us.
Yeah, Buxton. No, not Buxton. Glenn.
Glenn, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just call him that for now.
Yeah, Buxton. Glenn Buxton.
Oh yeah, who
Yeah.
was a huge
Part of it.
part of the contribution of the songs.
For sure.
He was huge in the songs that they wrote.
But fucking Paul and Gene have always said that they were more than
I would
welcome.
love to see one last Aussie show
I think
with Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler,
and then the Sabbath.
with Sabbath. Like I would
And
love
Bill-
to see
and Bill
Ward.
Ward, too.
I would because they're all still around. I would love to see one last one.
Don't know how much Ozzy's going to be around, but
Exactly. Like, yeah, he's not in the greatest of health, but can he suck it up for one last show and just say
he said he wants to.
he wants to? I know he does.
But he said he's not going to do it if he can't do it 100%.
Yeah, I get that. So I'm just saying, if he can do one last show, you got to do at least a couple of songs with those guys.
Of course you do.
I know you're going to bring up, and he should bring up everybody that he can. He should bring up Zach. He should bring up Jakey.
Yeah.
He should bring up
all the drummers he's had in the past, the bass players.
he should bring up like Trujillo and Borden. Yeah, like Newstead played with him for a little bit.
Did it?
Yeah. I think he was at the Ozfest that we saw in the 90s. Well, fucking leave the wives at home. Fucking business. That's why you don't fucking bring the girlfriends to fucking practice.
Actually, Sharon's the manager.
Well, there's that. Have you ever heard? Well, I ended on this.
Ending it.
There's the one time that Henry Rollins is at a band practice, gets a phone call from Ozzy, from Ozzy's camp, and they're like, "Do you want to open for Ozzy in Florida?" And he's like, "Yes, I do." And his band was like, "I don't know. Ozzy's, he's rock. We're the Rollins band." Yeah. And he's like, and Rollins says that he pulled rank, goes, "Fuck you. Learn the set list. We're 2 weeks. We're playing." And they do it. And Rollins does his thing. And he goes backstage, he cleans himself up, and he's going to watch side stage of like one of his idols play. And Ozzy comes up to him and he's like, "Is anybody out there?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "I always get nervous that nobody's going to show up." And he's like, "You've been selling out arenas since 1972. I'm thinking that there's people there." And he's all, Ozzy gets like this, like, and it's funny to hear like that Ozzy gets nervous before he goes out stage. I know I do. I'm like, I know I gotta fucking play good. I gotta play good.
That's why you gotta have a shot at Jack before you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's another story for another day.
As it is.
And then all of a sudden he's like all nervous and everything. And then from out of nowhere comes Sharon. And she just like gets in his ear and she's like, "Ozzy!" And then he goes fucking complete 180, fucking goes from like insecure John Osborne to fucking full on Ozzy Osbourne, gets out on stage and hopping around like a rabbit saying, "Let's get crazy!"
His leapfrogs.
Yeah, his little leapfrogs. And it was just crazy to hear these stories of like that, things like that. So,
but you're seeing shit like that reminded me, because you said Rollins wanted to open up for Ozzy, which reminds me of Skid Row when fucking Sebastian said, "Yeah, we're opening up for Kiss," and the other dude, Snake, there said, "No, we're too big to open up for anybody else. We're not doing it."
You think of that, and you think of those times back in the 90s, and who opened up for Motley Crue on their fucking end of the road, or whatever.
Alice.
It was Alice. In hindsight, even though we watched it and I said it at the time, Alice toned down.
He did.
And that was Mrs. Aaron's first time seeing Alice. And she was like, wow, Alice was good. And I was like, Alice was toned down. Like, he was not the same Alice.
No, because he didn't want to steal the show.
He didn't want to, because there's a part of him that knew that if he did something, he could steal it.
Yeah. We didn't want to.
There was no guillotine. There was no
Frank. Guillotine.
Was there a guillotine?
There was the guillotine,
Okay,
but there was no hanging. There was no
hanging.
No real stage show.
There was no Frankenstein.
No real stage show.
The stage show was just tuned back. It was full on.
Which is what, when you get double headliners, what the problem is, because the fucking second one always has their big fucking show, but the first one has to scale down.
But then I have Alice, the double header of Alice and Zombie.
He's still toned down a bit though for that.
I thought he stole that show though.
Oh, he did. He did steal the show.
There was something about Alice and his stage presence and his experience that he knew how to dictate that crowd. He controlled that crowd.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying Alice. Yeah, oh no.
And the crowd knew how to come back with it. So. Anyhow. That's another story for not on camera.
Not on camera.
I love the Eddie Horse stories.
Eddie Horse
I love when Chris comes over with an Eddie Horse story.
Anyways, Barnyard, this is Aaron, Montreal. We'll talk to you Monday.
Yeah.
From BC.
Yeah, from BC.
BC growing right here.
Salute!
Salute!